Ellen McCauley, Pray It Off, Syracuse, New York. You're sitting out there, you're going, but change, Ellen, how do I change? I can't just stop eating, I get so hungry, and my knees are bad, I can't go walking a marathon. I'm going to suggest 50 teeny, tiny, little changes that maybe will help you lose weight faster. Can anyone entertain that? A teeny, tiny change, perhaps? Deprivation. Anybody can say, I will not eat for days at a time, or I'm going to have cabbage soup for 2 weeks, or they always talk about it at work. Did you try that hard-boiled egg diet? You have 3 hard-boiled eggs 3 times a day, and then you'll lose a lot of weight. Yeah, what, for the rest of your life? Or you say, I'm going to, starting on Friday, July 12th, 11th, when I have to write it on my log, I'm going to run 5 miles a day. Now this is somebody sitting out there who hasn't walked 5 miles a day, who hasn't walked 1 mile a day, who hasn't been off the couch in a year. Don't make unrealistic goals. Let's talk about some of these. 15 simple steps. I love the first one. The first one is pick up a pen and write down what you eat. Go figure. That's the first suggestion. But here's an important one too. Be honest and complete. I always joke about this, the sin of omission, where you don't lie. Like I like it when people say, cookies. Cookies. Now you know it's more than 1, right? So we're all on the same page. It's at least 2. But could it be 10? Yeah, cookies. Could it be 20? People do not write down 2 cookies. I mean, they'll write down 2 cookies. But when it's more than 2 cookies, what do they write? Cookies. If it's 2, they'll write 2. I want you to know, Ellen, I had 2 cookies. But when they have more than 2, it's like, I better just write cookies. And we joked about this before. A few fries. I see that at least 10 times a week. I had a few fries. Well, again, doesn't that mean more than 2, right? Few? Could it mean 10? Or could it be that you're like a regular at the drive-in and they're going, I got your super deluxe chunky fries coming right up. Ellen, here you go. We need to be honest and complete. One person did extremely well over the break. And she said, I started counting my calories again. I started keeping a more complete log. People who keep a food journal lost twice as much weight as those who didn't. Last week or 2, I said, who would keep a food log if I didn't make you? Guess how many people raised their hand? Nobody. I think I did, because I'm so used to it now. I'm like, But here's another one. Skip through commercials. They don't mean skip the commercials. They mean stand up and do something. If you're afraid to skip because the people in the downstairs of your house or the apartment are afraid that it's a tornado or a hurricane coming through, then do the Ellen dance. Just move. Just move from side to side. Just move. You get up, you get off the couch. People, listen to that. If you do, for each 2-minute break during a typical 2-hour TV night, you'll burn 270 calories a day, which can translate to a 28-pound weight loss in a year. Who would like to lose 28 pounds? And all you have to do is get off your duff during a commercial and move. This is a little harder for some. Limit high-fat foods. And for those of you who are like, oh, what's a high-fat food? Cookies, candy, ice cream, chips, and fries. And what they're saying, and this guy, Dr. Lutz, he's saying if you're eating 6 of these foods a week, try going down to 5. That doesn't mean if you're not eating them, just start eating 6 a week, then going down to 5. It means whatever you're doing now, cut back, cut back, cut back. Sign up for e-newsletters. You know, Prevention has free weekly weight loss newsletters like Exercise of the Week, Eat Up, Slim Down, 400 Calorie Fix. You can just go, this is a Prevention article right here. Walk 5 minutes more. Just 5 minutes. Whatever you're walking, walk 5 minutes more. And you might say, well, it's more important to go up the stairs than to go down. But guess what? Going down the stairs counts too. I work in a huge building with 7 floors. It's kind of hard at the ripe old age of 60 to go up 7 flights of stairs. But guess what? I have no trouble going down. 7 double flights of stairs, you're building up the steps, you're building up the exercise. So start going down the up staircase. Try that. Add mini strength training. Now there's not a lot of us in the group that can do squats and push-ups and all those things. Some people start clouding over squats, push-ups, weights. If you don't have money for your weights, get some bottles, fill them with water. Just move, move. You know, I don't understand. It's so easy to do where you're watching a show, Jeopardy. Oh, Alex, I'll take famous names for 400. Bob, aren't I brilliant? Yes, you are brilliant, Alex. Famous names for 600. And then you just sit there, you watch Jeopardy, you do this. Now, if you're doing a good job going down the stairs, try climbing back up the stairs. Get a pedometer. I'm not going to take my dress off, but I have a Fitbit on my bra, and it logs every step I take. It logs everything. I'm addicted to it. I love it. Get something to monitor it. And some people are sitting out there going, they don't work. Yes, they do. Yes, they do work. If you get the right pedometer, it will keep track of your steps. Brown bag it more. I have worked in the same building for 2 years. I've never bought my lunch there once. Never once. I've never left the building. I've never bought my lunch outside the building. 2 years before that, I worked at National Grid. I never bought my lunch at National Grid. I never went outside the building or bought my lunch. I brown bag it. My son, senior, cool, in high school, carrying his brown bag in. My husband takes his lunch every day. You control what you eat when you brown bag it. You make and eat your own food. You get a pre-made chicken Caesar wrap from a chain restaurant with 610 calories. That's not even the worst part. It's got 1,440 milligrams of sodium. The sodium will do you in. How many people here, majority, brown bag it? How many are kind of sitting there thinking, maybe I better start brown bagging it? All right. Brown, but you might say, I don't have time for that, Helen. I just don't have time. Yes, you do. Yes, you do have time. All you have to do is a P word. You plan ahead. On Sunday, Saturday, someday when you go to Price Shop or Wegmans, wherever you go, you say, could I have a pound of the low sodium, low fat turkey breast? I take it in a little baggie with some Dijon mustard. I squirt it right in there and start gnawing on it. You don't need bread unless you have to have it, then you can have a wrap or something. Obey the 1 mile rule. It's so funny because I like to garage sale. I know a lot of people here too. And then you ever see a street garage sale? And then you go to the first house. Now I see if you got a lot of stuff in your hands, you might want to go back to your car and put it in. But I see people, and I'm talking Syracuse, it's not like we're in the country. We'll be at like in Orchard Village, and people will go to like 201 Orchard Village, get in their car, drive to 202 Orchard Village, go to the garage sale, get in their car, drive to 203, and I'm like, whoa, you know, I look like, you know, a marathoner compared to some of these peeps. If you can walk, and just start with just a little bit. Also, take 10 to eat a treat. It's the same thing with mindful eating. Like John right here at table 2 has lost 85 pounds, and what he says he likes to do is he puts the spoon in something, and then he tastes it. But you don't just taste it, you go, You enjoy it, you think about it, you say how great it is. Somebody, your best friend, has a piece of pecan pie. You ask him for a little bite with your own fork. Don't use their fork. You have a little bite. Isn't that great? Take 10 minutes to really enjoy and think of. Have we ever eaten something and when you were done, you don't even remember it? You don't remember how it tastes. You don't remember how it felt. All you know is you're trying to fill that void, and what really fills that void is God. When you take the time to slow down and be more mindful of something what something really tastes like, you'll feel more satisfied. I like this one too. Eat your fruit, don't drink it. So many people here have orange juice, grapefruit juice, so much juice. And I'm a firm believer that you really shouldn't have any juice unless you're squeezing it yourself and it's all natural. There's so much sugar in that juice. An apple is so good and it takes time to eat, the flavor, the texture, the fiber. How much fiber are you getting from apple juice? So really try to eliminate juices and try to eat your fruit and not drink it. And it also says get support. When we have this small group, some of the people in the group are going to be talking about how important it's been to them to have the support of this group. I personally, just knowing that I get to come here every week where I see people I care about, where I care about what happens to them, it's very important. Plus we learn a lot. I learn a lot about, I never had couscous. I never had so many things that we have here at the group that I learned about. Also, go old school with coffee. There are people at work every day, they're in with their Dunkin'. They got these Dunkin' mixed fruit tapa, lapa, mata mochas. They're this big. I've never seen anything like it. And then at lunch out, they come back in with another honker, frappe, latte, macco. I don't even know how many calories are in those. Black coffee, all right, you might bring up my fat-free creamer. Yes, I do have a lot of fat-free creamer in it, but I don't have the expensive high-calorie blended drinks. Sleep away the weight gain. This is very important, and I've gotten a little sloppy on that. We need our rest. We need to have at least 8 hours of rest a night. And when you don't have that rest, you can't fight the battles of Bedford Falls the next day. It's too hard. We're tired. We end up eating and not wanting to exercise. So we're going to spend a little extra time this session on sleep. Because sleep is something that we think we don't need and our bodies are screaming for it. I'm going to stop right there, Bob.